afternoon. Well, the week began with us having to send Upper One home to self-isolate after we had a confirmed case. But the very good news is that as of this moment, we have no further confirmed cases. So that's really good news, isn't it, for the measures we take in class to contain infection. And for clarity, while for insurance purposes, we've designated the juniors and the seniors as two separate big bubbles, the reality is we are keeping year groups together as much as possible, and in that way we seem to be containing things as much as possible. So we send lots of love to all of those still at home. We know it's dreadful, so we hope you're all right. Then on Monday evening, at about the worst possible time for a critical incident, there was news of something going on in Ealing, and we were told that there'd been a knife attack and the person was on the loose. It's the kind of scenario, sadly, we have actually practiced as a critical incident for a lockdown. So we have run that scenario before. We haven't run the scenario where we had to ask parents who were already on their way to collect children or to come and collect them. So the good news is all was well. What I'd really like to thank you for is your almost accidental participation in the most extraordinary whole school practice for a very serious incident. So I think we all take heart from the fact that we've done that and that everything went as smoothly as possible. And we always learn from such things, don't we? Can I ask you, if you are driving to school, that you remember that our neighbours need to get in and out of their houses. I am receiving far too many emails from our neighbours complaining about that, and actually I literally don't have minutes in my day to deal with it. So can I ask you, please park respectfully, and if possible, get your daughters to walk or cycle. I do know public transport is a bit more problematic at the moment. In juniors, we've had a lovely week. I don't know if you saw the images of our remembrance service yesterday. They were all sporting massive, beautiful, handmade poppies yesterday, and they just looked stunning. We were delighted that Daisy was able to play the last post for us so movingly as part of our service. The juniors have also been completing their entries for an English Heritage poetry competition. The theme is untold stories, so thank you parents who've been helping with all the storytelling at home. That's really beautiful work, isn't it? And yesterday evening we had our options evening for Upper Four, another wonderfully successful Zoom enterprise here at St Augustine's. We're so pleased. We know that a lot of schools are delivering things like options events using pre-recorded videos. So the evening went incredibly well. Thanks very much to the staff and the parents and the girls who took part in it so wholeheartedly. Finally, I've mentioned to you before the idea of the House of Change. If you've never seen it before, Google it. It's really interesting, it's a bit of fun. It talks about the way our world changes constantly. It's a circle, isn't it? And for sure, as a school and as a society, we have changed beyond recognition in our working practices and in our educational practices in a very short space of time. It's been very hard, hasn't it, at points? Right now, I would say as a school, we are very comfortably in the room of renewal, and we are knocking on the door of the room of contentment, and we're waiting to get onto the balcony of happiness. If you don't know what I'm talking about, do have a look at it and just have a little think about where you are as well this weekend. And on that note, have a lovely weekend.
Yes.